Bungie hasn't developed a Halo game in over 15 years at this point, and they had a couple of really good places that they could have stopped the series. Starting with the end of Halo 3. Halo 3 is beloved by so many people. It's the end of the original trilogy, the last we see some characters together in a Halo game. This is why Halo 3's ending is so perfect. If you don't remember, Master Chief went into High Charity to save Cortana from the Gravemind, and blows up High Charity, along with the Gravemind, to slow down the Flood. Which leads us to the final level of Halo 3, Halo. Crash landing on Alpha Halo, the Master Chief, Cortana, and Arbiter go in to use the developing Halo ring to blow up the rest of the Flood to save the galaxy from the contamination. And I have to say, after having a full game of not having Cortana in our head, it feels really nice to have her back in this level, having her guide us to the control room just like its Halo combat evolved in 2. Though despite blowing up High Charity, the Gravemind isn't defeated yet.
Did you think me defeated?
So now we have to fight up towards the control room, fighting through all the Flood has to throw at us. Luckily, we also have Johnson to help us by firing a Spartan laser from the cliffs. Once we make it to the top, we have to hold out for a while to clear out the rest of the Flood. Thankfully, we have Sentinels on our side to make the cleanup even easier. Eventually, 343 lets us inside, and we make our way to the control room.
Do I take life or give it? Who is victim and who is foe?
It's trying to rebuild itself on this ring.
Hurry! Control room's close!
Now it's finally time to intentionally light a Halo ring.
Oh, hello. Wonderful news. The installation is almost complete.
Terrific.
Yes, isn't it? I have begun my simulations. No promises, but initial results indicate this facility should be ready to fire in just a few more days.
We don't have a few more days.
But a premature firing will destroy the Ark.
Deal with it.
Will destroy this installation. Unacceptable! Unacceptable! Absolutely unacceptable!
Sergeant Johnson, the man who's been with us since the beginning of Halo CE, gets taken out by 343 Guilty Spark. In an ironic turn of events, in order to fire the Halo ring, we have to fight off 343 Guilty Spark.
You are the child of my makers, inheritor of all they left behind. You are Forerunner. But this ring is mine.
His boss fight isn't really anything to write home about, especially once Johnson helps us one final time.
Not for long.
And gives us his Spartan laser.
I'm getting you out of here.
No, you're not. Don't let her go. Don't ever let her go. Send me out with a bang.
I think it's interesting to note how both Cortana and the Arbiter express sympathy for Chief losing Johnson.
Chief, I'm so sorry.
I am sorry, Spartan. But come.
Chief is the only human here, and yet both an artificial intelligence and an alien show more human emotions than Chief. And it's actually something that gets a focus on in Halo 4. But that's enough sympathies. Now we have to make it off this imploding Halo ring. But now that we've betrayed Spark, the Sentinels are against us too. Even our Sentinel turrets turn against us. Fighting through both Sentinels and the Flood, the Master Chief, Cortana, and Arbiter fight their way through them all as systems in the ring's control rooms explode. Then they get the idea to get to the Forward unto Dawn. The only way they can get there fast enough? They have to drive a Warthog and have to do a Warthog run to the ship. We have to drive the Warthog as the ring is falling apart, dodging the Flood and Sentinels as the ring is prepping to be fired. For as hectic as it is, it's also so beautiful. Being able to see the Ark in the sky, with explosions going off all the time, it's a fitting cinematic end to this game. And hey, you can even see a grunt trying to make it off the ring too. Well, at least he was close to the ship. With barely any time left, they floor it right into the hangar of the ship.
Hang on! Chief! If we don't make it,
We'll make it.
it's been an honor serving with you, John.
The Arbiter was able to make it back to Earth. A memorial of all who were lost in this war is also held. We see pictures of Miranda Keyes, Johnson, and one scratched on 117. The Arbiter then goes on with the Shipmaster to return to St. Helios, for while the Covenant may be finished, his work isn't. While the Arbiter's half of the ship was able to make it to Earth, Chief and Cortana were stranded in the middle of space, with no way to contact help. The only thing they can do is sit and wait for someone to find them.
I'll miss you.
Wake me when you need me.
This final level is just the essence of what Halo should be, fighting through seemingly unbeatable odds and saving the galaxy on rings in space. It has tension and emotion, but also that feeling that no matter what happens, you'll give your all to make it out. Why? Because even the Master Chief says from the very start that you'll do it.
We'll head for the portal, and we'll all go home.
Halo 3 can feel at times like Halo CE 2, with its similar music and focus on the Chief, but I really do appreciate having this final level feel so much like CE's level attack on the control room, which makes sense given what we are doing in this level. The control room is practically the same, and you even have these corridors that feel like they are lifted straight out of CE. But the Warthog run really blows CE's out of the water. It truly is perfect, and I'll never get tired of it no matter how many times I drive through it. There's a reason Halo has never tried to do a true Warthog run after this. It would simply pale in comparison. And hey, Halo 3 even has the biggest callback to CE by letting Johnson die. I don't think Halo 3 is perfect by any means. I still have my issues with how certain aspects of the game come together, but this final level is really what I want Halo to be. Halo 3 was originally just going to be the back half of Halo 2 if they had enough time to do everything they wanted to in that game, but I think Bungie being able to take their time and develop this campaign into its own story really helped it to shape up to be the game that so many people still adore to this day. For one, it being on upgraded hardware made it so the cutscenes look the best they could. Even the gameplay is slightly different from Halo 2's with equipment, but I also think the 3 years between Halo 2 and 3 made this game a game worth waiting for. The curiosity of how the Human Covenant War in this story would wrap up. and how Master Chief and Cortana would end up after being separated. We were able to get Chief and Cortana back together, and end their story similarly to how it began in Halo Combat Evolved. If Halo 2 is what they originally conceived it to be, I don't know if we would have had as big of a connection to these characters. At this point, we spent 6 years with them, and we would go through High Charity and back for them. Even though Halo 3 is the end of Bungie's story with the Master Chief, 3 years later Bungie would come back to make one more Halo game, and end their story where it started in 2001, Reach. Halo Reach is many people's favorite Halo game. There are many reasons why Halo Reach is so beloved: a fun, engaging campaign, tons of customization, good music, but the ending of the game has to be one of the biggest reasons for loving Reach. Halo Reach in itself is a special game. It's the only campaign where you play as your custom Spartan, Noble 6. Noble 6 is such a fan favorite character because they are you. Their armor is the armor that you want, whatever helmet, chest piece, or even color you want, Noble 6 has. You are the one who helped bring down the Covenant supercarrier, bring down the Spire, fight through the best the Covenant could throw at humanity, and even deliver Cortana to the Master Chief. So to have the final mission be Noble 6 fighting against wave after wave of Covenant soldiers, surrounded by fallen Spartans, and meeting the same fate as the rest of Noble Team. At the end of the mission along Night of Solace, George sacrifices himself to destroy the supercarrier, and this leads to the rest of Noble Team dying one by one. Now, all their deaths weren't necessarily self-sacrifices. Kat in particular was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and June was actually able to get off of Reach to eventually train some Spartan 4s. But they all spent their entire lives on Reach trying to make sure that Noble Team and humanity can complete their mission and live on. Whether that be destroying a supercarrier, a scarab, or even getting the maker of the Saviors of Humanity off the planet to continue her work. Noble 6 was able to get Cortana, the most advanced AI ever and one of the key people that was able to fight against the Covenant and eventually the Flood, to the Master Chief. Just like the rest of the Noble Team, whether they knew it or not, they helped fight for a cause bigger than themselves. And Noble 6 even went the extra mile to help the Pillar of Autumn get off Reach by using the Mac Cannon. The Pillar of Autumn was able to do a random jump and ended up at Alpha Halo to continue the fight against the Covenant, leaving Noble 6 on Reach to finally have his sacrifice. Finding wave after wave of never-ending Covenant soldiers, there are so many weapons and armor abilities scattered around that you should be able to hold them off for seemingly ever. But with every hit, your helmet gets another crack until eventually it gets too much to even see your enemies, and it starts one of the best cutscenes in all of Halo. The camera stays with the helmet throughout it, with the sound effects heavily muted with this haunting music. A choice that I love, as it feels like you can only sit and watch Noble 6, you, fight to the very end, taking out as many of the Covenant as possible until they are overwhelmed. Before the shot ends, you see an elite with an energy sword wielded in their left hand, something not seen much in Halo. The mission ends with a shot of your helmet, the same shot you saw at the beginning of the game, because like the famous tagline, from the beginning, you know the end. In Halo CE and 2, there are even lines at the start of the game referencing Reach and its glassing. So when you start the game, you know that Noble 6 is not making it off of Reach. And even when given the option to leave Reach, 6 decides to make sure that Noble Team's deaths won't be in vain. Despite Noble 6 falling in battle and all of Reach being glassed, hope isn't completely lost. The final shot of your helmet jumps to 37 years later, Reach has plants and grass growing again, and while all the old rubble from 2552 hasn't completely gone away, there are new settlements taking root. Even though the Covenant might have won the battle, they didn't win the war. Humanity lives on. As we see how humanity has continued on, Halsey narrates how our actions helped Chief and the rest of humanity. Halsey wasn't a huge part of Halo Reach, but with how influential she is in the overall universe, even coming up with the Spartan program, it's a good send-off for Noble 6. Honestly, this scene is such a small detail in the grand scheme of Reach, but it might have been one of my favorite things in all of Halo. Beating the impossible odds, even if you don't live to see it personally. Halo Reach might honestly have the strongest ending out of any of the Halos. I think only 2 others have an ending as memorable and impactful, but they still don't come close to Reach. Halo Reach will always be near and dear to me. I could talk about the game for hours on end. The ending in particular is just so special to me. No other game has been able to end on such a note that I still think about it more than a decade after I first experienced it. After all, we'll always remember Reach. Even though I love some of the games that came after Reach, these 2 games were such a perfect way to end the series. And Reach makes the perfect entry to start the series all over again, leading into Combat Evolved.